on in.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
It's good to see you. We just have a few quick COVID-related updates for you. As you know, there's a lot of other things going on in the city that have been covered in so many different ways. I'm happy to answer any questions about the protests and the outrages felt by the community. But just want to give a couple of quick updates on COVID beforehand. 2,512 cases over the course of the virus, 105 fatalities. The Director Bond and Dr. Murphy continue to do a lot of mobile testing and have a number of sites. McConaughey Terrace is being tested. There's a test site there today. Correct me if I'm wrong, Director Bond. June 4th, they're going to do testing at Advanced Nursing again. June 5th, they're going to be at Boucher Lane at Eastview Public Housing, which is on the east side of the city. They're doing some testing at Tower 1, Tower East. And then next Wednesday is our weekly testing at Lincoln Bassett School. And we'll continue to pop up testing sites around the city in places where we think there's a strong need and interest in getting tested. I just want to reiterate my thanks to Dr. Murphy and the team for being so flexible and allowing us to provide testing to so many people. The CVS testing site has not had as many people going to the site, and they are shutting down on June 12th. So they'll no longer be testing at that site as of June 12th. Director Bond, do you have any updates?
I do. I just want to add, with all of the different testing sites, you can find that information on our City of New Haven COVID-19 website. If you have any questions regarding scheduling an appointment, we can certainly assist at the New Haven Health Department hotline at 203-946-4949. And I also just wanted to make a comment around the peaceful protesting that has been going around throughout our city. While I agree racial injustice should not be tolerable and it's not acceptable, I do want to encourage our peaceful protesters to please consider getting tested. We have a lot of testing sites, as you heard the mayor mention. And we also want to encourage you to please, what I noticed throughout different videos is that people are not wearing their mask properly. You're not social distancing as it is. So I encourage you to please, number one, wear a mask. Number two, wear the mask properly and cover your nose, because that is an entryway to being infected. And so we ask again to please visit our website to get a local testing site. It is free and available to everyone that would like to get tested. Thank you. Turn it back over to the mayor.
Thank you, Director Bond. I know that Dr. White has an update, but I want to first give Dr. Tracy an opportunity to share anything if you so choose.
Is that if I so choose? So I just want to say that piggybacking on some of the things Director Bond was saying, we acknowledge and we're aware of the protest that's going on, and it just heightens the whole idea about us making sure that we do more educating of our staff and our students about racial discrimination or racism and bigotry as we know it, so that there can be real good conversations going on and certain actions being taken as a public school system that we do acknowledge, and we stand with the protesters, but we do not stand with the violence, but we stand with them in what is happening, because we ought to be angry about what has taken place, and also to acknowledge that that's been over 400 years of challenges going on in this way. I just finished with my executive team talking about the whole situation and what New Haven school system has to do moving forward. Coming up, we're setting up a forum for our families to give students an opportunity to speak. I have YFCE doing similar things, so make sure that their voices are heard, because we do not have to have a solution right now, but at least we should be able to listen to the feelings of our young people and also for parents. So that's what's going on. With regards to graduation, I'll defer to Dr. White to speak to us about what's going on around graduation.
Good afternoon, everyone. As sent out a little earlier today, we are really pleased to announce what we're doing for our graduates this year. We know it's an unusual situation and an unusual year, but the district with our principals, we've worked in a variety of ways to celebrate the class. So we will be holding virtual graduations that'll have the speeches, the conferring of the diploma, and all of those traditional aspects that are done in person. Those aspects will be done virtually, but in addition to that, we have set up drive-through graduation opportunities. So students will actually have that time-honored tradition of walking the stage. Through the work with the Parks Department, most of our schools will be doing that out at Lighthouse Park. So they'll have that opportunity to walk the stage, get their picture taken as they receive their diploma. And 2 of our schools are doing it on their campuses. In addition to that, we are providing lawn signs for all of our graduates. Our buildings, school buildings around the district will have the congratulations class of 2020. There'll be a banner here at 54 Meadow, as well as there's already a banner on City Hall and a few others that'll be spread across the city. Additionally, there will be a flyover with a banner celebrating our students at the date of that to be announced the same day as our graduation parade. And again, we are extremely proud of the class of 2020 and are trying to honor them in these unusual times and send them off to the next leg of their journey.
Thanks, Dr. White, for sharing. Natalie and I have a banner on our house too that we purchased, for the record, with our own money. I don't have any other updates. Do the press have any questions? Go ahead, Paul.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I wanted to piggyback on Director Bond's on-point observation about the demonstrations. I think a lot of us who have been taking a lot of precautions did not take our usual precautions at that, even if we wore masks correctly. But I want to ask you, Justin, more broadly, as we've pivoted to a partial reopening, we're all making these decisions every day, not just to protest. We're doing a little more than we did, but we're wondering how far to go. How are you making that call? Because you found yourself in crowds within inches of a lot of people, some of whom might have COVID. I think last night you had an indoor meeting with activists with about 20 people or something on Temple Street. How are you deciding what you're going to do and what you're not going to do and what is safe right now?
This is a very tough question, Paul.
Yes, tough for everybody.
It's a tough question, and we all bear responsibility for not spreading the virus. I've made clear over the last 3 months that that's a life and death question for many. We all bear responsibility for addressing police brutality. And I'm making the decisions on how to interact with people, trying to strike that right balance of supporting what is an urgency around expressing outrage in many different ways, and also trying to keep our community safe from COVID. I don't really have a good answer.
Nobody does.
I'm not sure as I have a clear philosophy on what I get involved in and what I don't. I try to, as much as I can, model good behavior.
Yeah, I don't know that anybody has a clear answer at this moment. It's really thrown everything into confusion, I think.
Yeah, and I can say that we'll continue to monitor the numbers so that we can try to respond as best we can if we see a spike. But at the same time, it's important for people at this time to express things how they express them. We are encouraging them to do so as much as possible responsibly. Other questions, Mary? You're on mute. There you go.
Paul just mentioned you're meeting with some people. I don't know if you can talk a little bit about that and your plans for Friday when there's another protest on the green this time.
So it was a private meeting, so I feel like to be respectful of the people there, it's not appropriate for me to share the details. I think it's very, very important right now to have to listen and have dialogue, but I think to listen is very important. And I'm game to do that, and will continue to be game to do that. And I plan on showing up Friday and doing the same. There's been a number of people that have criticized me for not coming out earlier on Sunday. And I talked a little bit about this to both you, Mary, and Paul. But I was really, torn about it, and had conversations with a lot of people throughout the day on whether to come out early or not. I came out on Friday night in front of my house and spent some time. And at the time, didn't think it was productive. And so when I was at the police station, I didn't come out until later. At the same time, maybe just coming out and letting people vent is productive, because now it seems like it's an important time for people to just express their outrage and vent. And if I'm the person that they do that towards, that's okay.
Okay. Do you see eventually there will be a time for dialogue? I mean, if this is,
I sure hope so. No, I think it's not. It's not like now is not a time for dialogue, right? We can't have any dialogue now. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
But I think it's important to just allow for things to take their course and think about ways that we can address the problem, but not, but just to be flexible and compassionate with other people.
Okay.
Any other questions? Going once, going twice. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
Thank you all.